NGW is doing incredible things for the country.
NGW's reputation's really good. The highest level, the best production, the best wrestlers, really beautiful venues like the one today.
They do family-friendly shows at the highest production value.
Probably one of the busiest wrestling promotions in the UK, if not Europe. By 2016, NGW was doing so well in particular. I remember we was on local TV all across the country. I remember getting stopped in an Asda in Gloucestershire because they watched me every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock on the local TV there.
NGW was running over 100 shows a year to thousands of fans, and then also were broadcast in 34 different countries all around the world. So it was a British wrestling success story, the likes of which I don't think we've seen for, 3 decades? And it was happening right in front of our eyes, and it felt like we were on the brink of a new kind of golden age of British wrestling, and then the pandemic happened.
It was difficult because all of a sudden we were working on over 100 shows a year to just suddenly grind to a halt.
The pandemic on British wrestling and the promotions in it was devastating.
So before the pandemic, I was one of the busiest wrestlers, not in the country, but around the world. I think I managed to hit 234 shows in a year. And then the pandemic hit and I spiraled downhill because I didn't really know what to do with myself.
So when the pandemic hit, I was at probably the lowest point I've ever been. Wrestling was picking up for me, and then all of a sudden it just came to a full stop, and it was like a reset. I had to find who I was, find where I wanted to go all over again.
There was depression there and it got really bad, really bad. NGW was the one thing in particular I missed the most. I missed wrestling in general, but there was this place has always been very special to me, particularly this venue. I didn't know if NGW was going to come back. It was genuinely one of the worst experiences of my life.
The brand was able to remain dormant without going out of business, and those involved in running it could use that kind of forced downtime to reskill, so to learn even better production values, to learn how to run live events in an even better way. So that actually, although obviously it was awful when they had to stop doing live events, and much like anyone else who's coming back from the pandemic, there's still an extent to which they're still recovering, they were ready. And actually they were ready not just to come back, but to be better than they'd been previously.
When the restrictions on events started to lift, we had to take some very difficult decisions. We had to really assess when the right time was to come back. The concern was making sure that we could do it safely for everybody. So we made the decision not to rush back. And then not only did we come back after a pandemic, we came back from a pandemic into a cost of living crisis. Would people be able to free up the expenses to be able to come and pay for a ticket?
NGW did the right thing. They waited a little bit, tested the waters out, and see how, for example, one show would do. And it went really well.
So when the test show did happen and Hull City Hall was packed and everyone was even louder than they were before and the talent was as good as they ever was, it was really exciting. The magic was there. It felt nostalgic. It felt like the last 2 years hadn't happened. It was just, you can see I'm beaming because it was just like such a great memory just to be there.
So that first show back was great, but it also begged the question, was this just a one-time thing? Was it just people wanting to be able to do something they'd done before the pandemic? Or is there an enduring audience for NGW that will keep coming back for more? And that's what this second show at Hull City Hall needed to prove.
Yeah, after tonight, I really think NGW is in such a strong position to move forward now. Everyone was really happy, people are buzzing for more. We're ready to take even more steps forward now. It's really exciting.
I don't think anyone quite foresaw how successful those first couple of shows back with NGW would be. And I think it's proven now that it wasn't just a sort of a fluke. It wasn't just people wanting the novelty of something they used to do before the pandemic. There is an appetite in this country for the kind of quality wrestling and the quality, like, family-focused wrestling that NGW is providing.
Yeah, the thing that excites me the most about NGW now, post-pandemic, is the young talent that's coming through.
My name is Robbie X. I am the king of the cruiserweights. I am the best cruiserweight in the world.
If you go to Google and type in the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth, you see me, Tate Mayfair.
It's the boy, the youngest in charge, Leon Slater. And you know what I'm saying, bro? Nobody has the energy like me. Nobody has the charisma like me. Nobody has the skills in ring like me.
We want everybody in that audience to be able to identify with what's going on in that ring. That includes the little girls who are there. They want to be able to see their heroes. They want to think, I can do that.
I'm Alexis Falcon, and I'm here to make sure that women's wrestling is taken seriously at NGW, and I want to be at the very, very top of that women's division here at NGW.
My name is Lizzie Evo. I'm not at NGW to make any mates with anyone. I'm here to make statements and to show the world who I am.
We haven't seen any dip in the sort of the production line of new talent coming through. If anything, I'm more excited than ever. It's actually, after an awful time, probably one of the most exciting times in British wrestling that I've seen, and I've worked in British wrestling for getting on for 2 decades now.
I'm really excited about the future of NGW because it's British wrestling. I genuinely believe no one makes wrestlers the way Britain makes wrestlers. And NGW is in a perfect position to continue this historic tradition in Britain of creating the best technical wrestlers in the world.
People have missed this. People have missed NGW. And in particular, I feel like there's more pull now for the bigger wrestling show.
So now it's time to find new partners. We want to get as many eyes on NGW as possible, whether that's through recording, whether it's through TV, whether through its live events. We want to find those new companies, new partners to really work with us and take it to even new heights, to be honest.
So with that in mind, this Christmas, NGW are going to roll the dice like they never have before. And on December 16th at the Connexin Live Arena in Hull, it will be the biggest show in the company's history, in front of the largest crowd that many of their wrestlers have ever wrestled in front of, an opportunity to achieve eternal glory.